Well, I started drag racing with a group of Ford engineers in 1966 called the Fastbacks. And I did that for 5 years, and then I established a partnership in 1971 with a racer, another Ford employee, a single partner by the name of Wayne Gapp. Gapp and I went pro stock racing on a professional category. The Fastbacks had raced stock and super stock cars on an amateur basis. So anyway, I was in this professional category, and we raced there it's our third year, and it was a make it or break it year for us. And we went down to the end of the year. We won a couple of races, a couple of events.
Going for top honors in this category. The burnout, cleaning off the rear tires, heating them up to the proper racing temperature. Zool, a 28-year-old driver from Lindenhurst, Long Island, says in the New York City area he has to park his car in front of his house. Gapp's four-door car has been very successful in this kind of racing. It's from Livonia, Michigan, the Auto Home. Now on the line and ready to go. For another title, Gapp's sixth major triumph.
Down the end of the year, and you qualified for the race like NASCAR did at Homestead last year. You qualified for it throughout the races that preceded it. The championship was determined by the outcome of one race, which was the last race. It was Amarillo, Texas. So we went there, and we had our best effort. I pulled a rabbit out of the hat and drained all the oil out of the transmission, half the oil out of the engine, half the oil out of the differential, and picked up a 10th over. Our competitor was Bill Grumpy Jenkins at the time in his Chevrolet, and we won a championship. And based on that, that year I built 12 engines for my pro stock car. I built three pro stock cars. That car sold depending on the outcome. At the end of the race, I sold all of my engines, and I was able to establish this business around it that was selling technology at the same time I was realizing success on the racetrack, which by and large was not worth a lot of money, but it did give me the notoriety to be able to sell my parts and to be able to sell my technology to a number of other people who would like to go down the path I was on. I went to a drag race with my daughter, Susan, in Joliet, Illinois last year. She won a drag racing championship in the Modular Muscle Series class of the MNRA series, National Mustang Drag Racing Association, which is primarily a series for Fords. She races in two classes, two sanctioning bodies: NRA, which is a Ford class, Ford series, and the MNCA, which is for Chevrolets and Fords and Chryslers. So she finished second in the Everybody Series last year and won the series the Ford Series, and that was her second year of doing that. So she's been very successful. Well, I think about my first runs in the pro stock category. I had how exciting it was for me and how much at risk I felt going low 9 seconds and 145 mile an hour. And she runs in a propane-powered Mustang with a modular engine today. She runs low 9s, just barely out of the 8s at over 150 mile an hour, and she's my baby. My 9-year-old grandchild, that Susan's daughter Josie, races a quarter dragster, and I'm not sure how I feel about that even more.